the Jays are rested. Jays have been partying, man. They partied twice. They got to party when they clinched the playoffs and party when they won the AL East.
That's what I
Let's
want to
see what.
ask Davis. Like, how big of a motivating factor is it to have the next party? Like, that's got to be obviously. You're playing the games and you want to keep advancing, but to see the guys in the clubhouse all throughout the league, they love popping the champagne and pouring. I saw one guy. He just stood behind his teammate and poured 5 straight cold beers on top of his head, and he wouldn't stop.
Yeah,
They just love it. They love wasting cold beers and dumping them on each other's head.
it's every baseball player's favorite thing to do. I'm
Yes.
guessing that would include our next guest. Here he is, Davis Schneider. Davis, how many beers did you waste, or how many bottles of champagne did you waste in the clubhouse with your 2 celebrations?
There was a pretty good amount. I feel like there's too much to count, but I had definitely had a good time. I know everyone else had a good time, but obviously, it's not our end goal. That was just kind of one of the first steps to to what we want to do is obviously win the World Series. So, but we got a couple more roadblocks on the way.
Those celebrations, how long are they lasting? Like, are you wheeling out of the ballpark at 6 a.m.? Like, how deep do those go into the night? I know George Springer was pretty fired up looking for police horses, but how deep did you guys take it, and how was the recovery?
It was pretty good. I didn't get anything like crazy hammered or anything like that. I'm not a big time drinker, but obviously you want to have a good time with all the guys that are there. But it definitely wasn't 6 a.m. or anything like that. We kind of got out of there. Most of our families and friends were there also, too, so we had to meet up with them, too, and we couldn't be too messed up meeting with them. So, but it was definitely a good time.
So, Davis, you guys wrap it up. Did you take a day or two to reflect on that and let the body reset, and then it's back to work? Or what was the work week like for you guys getting ready for this series?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely weird for me because this is definitely my first time kind of experiencing this. But, we had like a original day off on Monday after Sunday, so we didn't really do anything. It was just like a regular day off. And then Tuesday, come in, kind of just do our work, whatever we kind of needed. And Wednesday, Thursday is when we did our 2 inter-squad games. So having the inter-squad games kind of helped just kind of getting back to, seeing live pitching and, kind of getting the game like as best we can. But, today was just kind of like a last thing, whatever we kind of needed to work on, defense, some extra, bunt plays and stuff like that. So just the little things. But, I feel like we're ready to go and, excited to play against the Yanks.
With Davis Schneider, the Blue Jays-Yankees game 1 tomorrow afternoon down at the Rogers Center. How much of the 3-game wildcard series did you watch between New York and Boston?
I watched all 3 games. You got to kind of see what how they're playing, and you got to see what team you're going to be playing, because we thought we were going to play the Red Sox too. So you kind of have to scout. Obviously, we have a bunch of scouting departments and everything like that. But as a player, I kind of wanted to just watch and see what they did and everything like that. The emotion they were showing and everything. So, but I'm a big baseball guy in general, so I was just trying to watch all 3 games no matter what.
Well, you get the Yankees, and the Yankees are famous for stealing signs. And your own manager pumped their tires a couple of weeks ago, said, hey, these guys do it as well as anybody. And you mentioned you were kind of watching. I don't know if that's something you were watching for, but how does that factor into how you prepare for this series, how kind of crafty the Yankees can be in terms of picking up on signs and relaying signs and possibly being prepared for pitches?
Yeah, I mean, I hats off to them too. I mean, that's what you kind of want to do as a baseball team. They're not even stealing signs; they're stealing what the pitcher's doing. So it's like, if they were stealing signs, that's one thing, but they're not even stealing signs; they're stealing what the pitcher's trying to do. And that's what makes a good baseball team a good baseball team. They're trying to win no matter what. And I don't consider that cheating or bush league or anything like that. I think that's just them kind of trying to take advantage of what other teams are giving them, and they do a pretty good job at it too. So obviously, we got to be more cognizant of it when we're out there. But I'm not like pissed that they're doing it like that. But they just find ways on how to take the edge over other teams.
Well, the reason you guys won the AL East in the end is because you beat the Yankees more than you lost to the Yankees this year. And obviously, you should have confidence stacking up against them, but I'm curious what you think you might see differently from the Yankees in the playoffs that maybe you didn't see in the regular season.
Yeah, I feel like especially the series they played against Boston, they scored more runs not via the homer. They were kind of getting on base, putting the pressure on the defense, on the Red Sox defense, and I feel like that's what you kind of need in the playoffs. And the Yankees were doing that in that 3-game series, but hopefully, good defense, smart decision making on the base passes is like what we kind of need to stop in. So, because they can hit the long ball for sure, but we just got to make sure we kind of do the little things, making sure we're throwing to the right base, not making clueless errors out there, just making sure we're just being prepared for all 9 innings.
How is your preparation a little different going into Yankee Stadium? We saw. We know that their fan base can get a little gritty and they're chirping and stuff like that. So is it something that you definitely have to get your head wrapped around, maybe heading down there?
For sure. I mean, even in Toronto, it's going to be loud. So I feel like just being on the same page communication-wise, like whether that's like fly balls and everything like that, you're not going to be able to hear a lot of stuff out there. So we got to make sure we're yelling at each other, but we got to make sure we're kind of doing like physical signs, like on like fly balls, and making sure like we're kind of seeing who's got it. But we have a lot of guys who's kind of been in the playoffs on our team: George, Miles, Himmy, a lot of Bassett. So they kind of know what the playoffs are all about. But Yankee Stadium's a different animal, so it's definitely going to be a fun one. Just Yankees fans are definitely crazy and. That sometimes, sorry for cursing, but you just got to stick with it, and hopefully just kind of play through it and don't let them get to you.
With Davis Schneider, so are you hoping that your fans bring the same heat? Like, what do you said it's the first time you'll experience playoff baseball here in Toronto. I could tell you, I was there for Game 5 in 2015. That's the craziest stadium all three of us were there when Bautista hit that home run and Jays ended up beating the Rangers in Game 5. That was the craziest thing I've ever experienced in my life. I don't think you'll see it from first pitch tomorrow, but what kind of craziness do you expect out of your own fans in Game 1, 2, and possibly Game 5?
Yeah, they've been great all year. I feel like they've been showing out. They've been packing that stadium for the whole year. But like you said, playoffs are a different animal, and I don't know. I don't think it would ever get to the Jose Bautista moment, but hopefully it's going to be close to that. And the fans are great there, and they've been, like I said, great all year. And hopefully they can bring that energy tomorrow and make sure the Yankees kind of feel that as well, and put some pressure on them.
How much do you look to George Springer in situations like these with his experience? And we were talking about him earlier. Just being the engine of the Jays. Like, how important of a guy is he for you guys?
It's great. I mean, he's been great all year. Ever since I got called up in 23, he's kind of been the leader in the clubhouse. And he's like a big guy of, all right, everyone don't panic, just play the game like you know how to play it. And I feel like you kind of need that in a leader that tells people to, calm down a little bit. Obviously, nerves kind of get to some people, but he makes a lot of people less nervous just the way he kind of goes about it. Like, because he's been there for how many years in the league? He's been in the playoffs for so many times, and he's kind of seen all of it, and he passes definitely a lot of wisdom down to every single one of them.
With Davis Schneider, it's going to be great to see you guys hit the field tomorrow. I'm sure you've been dreaming about this your whole life. We'll get you out of here with that question. Like, what's it going to be like just getting to the park tomorrow, knowing you're about to play playoff baseball against the Yankees of all teams? Do you allow yourself to even dream of what that's going to feel like tomorrow?
No, not really. I didn't really think about it until you kind of, I mean, obviously I knew we were playing the Yankees, but you dream about it as a kid, and you're playing wiffle ball in your backyard against your friends in your neighborhood, and you're just dreaming about situations in the playoffs. Bases loaded, 3-2 count, and all that stuff. And I've been a baseball fan my whole life, and this is going to be definitely a cool moment, and get to share it with my teammates and my family. They're going to come up too, so. It's going to be an exciting one, but this is what you live for. It's what you play for, and we're definitely ready for it.